Hello, finally. Once again, we are on the air. I'm Brian Cross reporting for GNN from New York. After several weeks, GNN is finally able to broadcast again. When this tragedy hit the shores of America, it spread and ravaged the cities like wildfire. The United States is not in good shape, at least not as far as we can tell. But I'm going to do my best to report it to you, America, and the world what is happening, so that we can get through this crisis together. Oh, by the way, if you hear artillery or gunfire around me, that is the real thing. New York is an active war zone. The U.S. military is established here and doing its best to protect itself and the government institutions here. Well, as I said, I'm still in New York City, barely, as major metropolitan areas on the East Coast were decimated by the infection. And it is still very dangerous to go out. But after several weeks of contacts and pulling strings, I was able to get into the United Nations compound. This is not the UN as you knew it. It is quite a shell of itself, and I'm actually not able to tell you exactly where I am. There is great fear that too many people will come here for safety, bringing a trail of infected with them, which would overwhelm the military-style security they have protecting them. Anyway, after getting past some infected at the gate, we were able to talk to some of the remaining UN officials. Bad news first, I guess. The death toll is catastrophic, globally. Some nations just don't exist anymore. Others are in absolute ruin, or holding on by their fingernails. They told me that of the 193 member states that were in the UN, less than half are represented here. There are no flags out front anymore, or what's left is only in shambles because it isn't worth the risk to go out and change them. Better to save bullets for VIPs when they need to move. There is no cure. And according to the UN's WHO, they aren't even sure what they are dealing with. For more on that, we go to the British Newscast Corporation for a report from Tristan Smith.
Good morning, Brian. We have received more reports of civil unrest caused directly due to the increase in hospital admissions from this unknown bacterial or fungal infection. The World Health Organization has confirmed that direct contact to the black mold can lead to necrosis of the skin, flesh, and in some cases affecting the brain, leading to an almost zombie-like state. The government is recommending people stay indoors after curfew in order to allow the police and security forces to keep order. Military sources confirm they are struggling to support the increase in demand, and a nationwide recruiting drive has been increased after the Prime Minister confirmed that the United Kingdom is now declared a state of emergency. This is Tristan Smith reporting from London. Back to you, Brian.
Thank you, Tristan. And now for the good news, what there is of it, and there isn't much yet. The good news is that, first of all, there still is such a thing as the United Nations. Governments have put aside their political differences almost completely during the crisis. Those nations who are able to are collaborating to fight the hordes of infected, who are often referred to as zombies or just Zeds. Representatives from many nations claim to have killed thousands, even hundreds of thousands of their own populations. And there is no actual estimate of either the number of infected nor the number of survivors. The UN Security Council told me the following, quote, "We hope that survivors are able to hear these broadcasts and know that they are not alone. Please hold out as long as you can. We are trying to get to everyone, but it might take a while. Please wait. Please work together. Please be safe. And please don't get infected." That's all for this broadcast, and there will be more from me as I continue to report for the Global News Network from the United Nations headquarters in New York this week. Thank you for listening, and take care of each other.